Hang on, I'm just trying to adjust my eyes here. Trying to increase the font on my computer. Am I reading this correctly? The Broncos will re-sign Brock Osweiler, former quarterback of the Broncos, who they let walk away, the Houston Texans, and now formerly of the Cleveland Browns. What's up, everybody? This is Fred Rachani of TSC News. I am not going to bring up the name Colin Kaepernick the rest of this video blog right here. So I will spare you that. I will just say that John Elway, who seems to be a smart man and a great executive, he does not have quarterback Paxton Lynch, who he drafted pretty high up a couple years back. He does not have him for 5 weeks because, according to Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, he is out with a bruised shoulder. That's a hell of a bruise to be out for 5 weeks. That sounds, I mean, I don't play football, but bruised shoulder 5 weeks? That sounds like it's a hell of a bruise, maybe more than they're letting on. So they re-sign Brock Osweiler, who apparently is going to take the veteran minimum, which I think is around like $780,000 if you round up, while the Cleveland Browns will pay $16 million essentially for a second-round pick. And on one hand, I kind of understand this move. If you're John Elway and you liked Brock Osweiler but not enough to overpay him last year, you got him for cheap. You got him for cheap. On the other hand, if you're John Elway, you saw that in Houston he was indeed Brock Osweiler, or as some fans called him, Brock Assweiler. And you signed that guy who was not even good enough to remain on the Cleveland Browns roster. You sign him to presumably be your starting quarterback. Now, I get it, there's Trevor Siemian, but last time I checked, the Broncos didn't make the playoffs last year under Trevor Siemian. Last time I checked, the Denver Broncos offense was... Sorry, nothing to write home about. You could have changed the channel during that offense. You could have gone to the bathroom, gotten some ice cream. 3 and out. When in doubt, 3 and out. Maybe they scored a few points here and there. Maybe they had some flashes of brilliance, but for the most part, it was a pretty damn stagnant offense. And Paxton Lynch, we're not really sure about him. So here, we have not 1, not 2, not 3. Well, actually, technically 3. Maybe there's another bum that they have on the Broncos roster we don't know about. But 3 that we know of, okay, with all due respect to these men, we have 3 guys who are not completely sure they can play quarterback in the NFL. Are we completely sure that Trevor Siemian can be a long-term good quarterback? Are we that sure that Brock Osweiler can be, forget good, a long-term competent quarterback when he actually has to play? I'm not talking about on the bench. I'm not talking about coming in for relief for Peyton Manning with a great defense behind him. No. Okay? Can he long-term be a decent, competent quarterback? The answer is no so far based on the evidence that we've been presented. Paxton Lynch, kid's still young, jury's out. But again, another guy who we don't know for sure yet. You know, there's one guy out there whose name that slips in my mind that would at least be competent, would at least in the right situations, especially with that defense, be good. Maybe in the right situation, perhaps could be great again. But instead, we have a depth chart of Paxton Lynch, Trevor Siemian, in no particular, this is no particular order, and Brock Osweiler. But I got to give Osweiler props. He keeps failing upwards. He was mediocre in Denver, okay? Mediocre at best. And he got a hell of a deal from the Houston Texans. He got paid. He was below mediocre, below average in Houston. He still got paid. Went to the Cleveland Browns. He couldn't even make the final roster. Could not even make the final roster on the Cleveland Browns. And he's still getting his $16 million. And yes, he's reportedly going to take the league minimum or around there with the Broncos. But this guy's already earned several $million. He's going to continue to earn several $million. So while I can call him Assweiler, while I can make fun of him, while I can say, oh man, he tries so hard but can't throw a ball in a straight line. Okay, I can say all that. All right, I can say all that. But I cannot hate on his business acumen. I cannot hate on his agent. And at the end of the day, dude has accomplished everything a quarterback would want to accomplish already. He started a few games. He's played in the playoffs. He got a Super Bowl ring. And he's gotten paid several $millions. And he's set to earn even more, several millions of dollars. You know who the real losers are? All these teams that keep giving him a chance. And that's fine. I'm sure there's a certain quarterback out there that's still available that would love to play right now. And teams, for whatever reason, don't want to sign him, which I guess is their right to. But you know what? That's fine, because I think that quarterback out there also made several $1 million throughout his career. And I think he's actually doing a lot of really good outside of the field. Whereas the Broncos, all these other teams, they keep giving chances to these guys that just are washouts that have never proven to win at any level. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And if you want to take away, that other guy that's out there that played in a Super Bowl once, if you just want to take him away from the conversation, that's fine. Let's just think about this from the principle of, giving guys chances, right? That have never had an opportunity before. I could be wrong, okay? But if I was an executive, and granted I do not know football as much as John Elway, but if I was an executive, I think I would be more inclined to give the league minimum to somebody who is heralded as a top prospect from college that for whatever reason wasn't drafted high or wasn't drafted at all, or the CFL, or even the Arena Football League, than I would a guy that I know is a failure. Brock Osweiler right now is a failure. Brock Osweiler has done nothing, squadoosh, to regain the trust of any fan that watches the NFL, of anyone that supports the respective team he plays on. In this case now, it is the Broncos. Do I think he should have left the Broncos a couple years back? No, I don't. But I understand why he did it. He got paid financially. It worked out for him professionally. Not so much. But you got to remember something too. Even if he does start, even if he does know that system, even if he's a guy that's familiar with the organization, they're familiar with him, they're comfortable with him, you got to remember, 2 seasons ago is a lifetime in the NFL. Now, some teams can come back and get to the promised land. Who knows? Maybe the Broncos will be that team that came close. Actually, they didn't come close. They were at the promised land a couple years back. Before that, they came close. They came back a couple seasons later, won the Super Bowl. Here they are, 2 seasons removed. Can they get back there? Easier said than done. Easier said than done. You got to remember something. Even though Peyton Manning was horrible, his final season, he was still Peyton Manning. Brock Osweiler, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, jury is still out. But folks, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this quarterback situation? What do you think about all the cuts from around the league? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us, Facebook us. Do what you got to do. If you enjoyed this update, please click that like button. Please share this with all your friends. Please click that subscribe button for more updates. Please visit our other YouTube channel, youtube.com/TSC Gaming, to check out my Madden NFL 18 review. You can also check out our new website, thesportscourier.com. Until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the games.